This is 11.1, organizing or starting a corporation, found on page 314. I want you to go back to page 311 before we start and look at the new chart of accounts. We are starting part 4 in our book, and this is all about corporation accounting. So we're going to work with a new company called Lamplight Incorporated, and that chart of accounts you'll need to look back at throughout this chapter. So there is a new account underneath Other Expenses division called Organization Expense, and we'll talk about that later. There is a bigger number of, or a larger number of accounts under Stockholders' Equity, and the classification within the assets and liabilities are a little bit different than they've been before. So if you look at the assets and the liabilities, those might be a little bit different or have different account numbers than they've had in the past. Okay. In 11.1, it's all about how to start a corporation. The first thing we're going to talk about is the application that you need to write to request permission to form a corporation. There's 4 parts. The first part is the nature of the business, and that's right here. It says this corporation may engage in any activity or business permitted under the laws of the United States and the laws of Tennessee. So it will say that you will follow both federal laws and your state laws. The second part is the types of stock you have authorized. This company is offering common stock, 100 shares at $10 stated value, and preferred stock, 50,000 at 8%, which is $100 par value. The next part, the third part, is your board of directors. These are their names and their addresses, and then if you go to the second part, or the fourth part, it will give you the signature of all your incorporators, or all of the people that are your board of directors. This is what a stock certificate looks like. Lamplight Incorporated gives one of these stock certificates to every person, every stockholder, every person that owns stock in the business. You can see this is a common stock certificate, not preferred. You can see how many shares of stock this person owns, 100, and this is without par. If it would have told us the value of this stock on the stock certificate, this would have been a par value stock. This is called a no par value stock because the value is not given on the certificate of stock. Some companies tell you the value, some don't. Lamplight does not tell us the value in this example, so there is no value stated. Common stock and preferred stock are a little bit different. Most companies, or most stock sold today, is common stock. That is stock that does not give stockholders any special preferences. It's just all stock that's handed out as common. Stock that gives stockholders preferences and earnings and other rights is called preferred stock. Again, Lamplight, you saw in the Articles of Incorporation, gives out both types of stock. Okay. When we are starting a corporation, the first thing that we need to do is figure out which transactions are going to happen when we do that. Here we are receiving cash from these incorporators for their 30,000 shares of stock at $10 stated value common stock. The value is stated, it is not written. So we know that it is $10 a share. We are receiving $30,000, or 30,000 shares, so that is $300,000 in cash we are receiving for common stock. So we are going to give our account title capital stock common a $300,000 credit, a $300,000 cash debit, and we're using receipt 16. Okay. Organization costs of a corporation are a little bit different. Fees and other expenses of organizing a corporation are called organization costs. I'm looking on page 320. Organization costs may include the following: an incorporation fee paid to the state when the articles of incorporation are submitted, so basically an application fee. Attorney fees for legal services during the process. So you are going to need an attorney to help you set up your corporation and figure out all of the paperwork you need to do in order to get it set up. So you might have an attorney fee. And other incidental expenses incurred prior to receiving a charter. So just different things that happen because you're trying to get your corporation set up will go under organization costs of a corporation. It will go in your general debit underneath organization costs and a cash credit. Things you need to know for 11.1. Corporation, board of directors, articles of incorporation, charter, common stock, preferred stock, stock certificate, par value stock, no par value stock, stated value stock, and organization costs. The only thing we did not go over is this charter. And you can look on page, let me find it here, 319. Lamplight's charter is its legal authorization to begin a business in the name of the corporation. So charter is just the authorization you need to start a corporation.